Last 1 week has been great for the cryptocurrency market compared to what we used to be in last 3 months, last 6 months, and last year. We are slowly in the path of recovery. And while looking at the price action, you would be like, okay, the macro actually shows us that we are at a critical level, and that does matter because here, if you're zooming in, you will understand that, okay, we broke above the 21-day moving average. That's critical. Great. We retested that and broke above the trend line resistance. Now, we haven't yet retested that trend line resistance. So a pullback towards the trend line resistance will still be healthy, because at that point you also have the 21-day moving average, which will also act as a support. So the price action is really fine, healthy. We are moving out. Say XRP precisely, we are breaking higher. This is on a weekly XRP USD, then there's a daily XRP USD, and here this is XRP BTC on a daily. So you are literally watching that breaking the pattern, breaking the 21-day moving average, and showing that we are changing the trend. The RSI suggests the same, the MACD suggests the same. So we are looking for a rally. Now what we want is volume. So we are literally waiting for volume to come back into the market and to push the price up. So as the volume enters back into the market, you're going to see a lot of different stuff. Now, keep this in mind. This is not something really small. Looking at different countries around the world, that's like around 10, 20 trillion dollars being printed. The money creation, it's like this. Where are all this going? You have to keep this in mind. Now, shout out to Brian for putting this one out. And it kind of gives you that clarity that, okay, if you are in higher volatility asset, which have that adoption, which is trending higher on a longer time horizon, you will have volatility here and there. But what ends up happening if you happen to hold for a year, 3, 5, 10 is that the trend line is moving up. Now, if you happen to buy way above that, it's not actually that bad if you have patience. But it could be better as you go back down below this moving average. What you can do there is like, okay, you buy in, you average down, because where will be the bottom? No one knows. So you average down as much as possible and wait for the market to go back up. That is a normal procedure, but don't get into the trouble of saying, okay, they lost money, right? If you look at BlackRock, we know how big the institution is. So you're not actually looking for an institution like BlackRock to say like, okay, they lost that much. What you're going to look at is how much they have, how much they dropped in last 20 years, last 50 years, and throughout the history during the market correction. If the market drops 20%, most of these institutions drop 30%. And when the market gains, they gains massively. So this is how money is made in the markets. So if you're keeping the eye on XRP, this really makes sense. The asset is going to blow. The XRP buyback is real. So keep on, and we are going to discuss through these, and kind of it gives you that idea how much money is coming into the market. Welcome to the Scientific Investor family, where we discuss crypto and science behind investing regularly. Guys, I've tried to improve the audio on this particular video, even though I'm not back in my home. I'm actually outside. I'm actually traveling with my family right now in a hotel close to the airport. So it's easy to travel with my boy. So yeah, I've actually tried to improve the audio, and if there is something more which I can do onto it, I will definitely try. Do let me know in the comment section below if this is useful, this is audible and it's clear, so you can sit and listen what's happening in the market. Now, this is really interesting. You are looking at Digital Asset Summit 2022. Institutions entering into this arena. You look at FTX and they are becoming bigger, bigger, and bigger. And you're looking at the status quo who are kind of entering. Now, Coinbase, I won't even consider that they are in this league. It's not good what they are doing with the XRP holders, all the airdrops being eaten out. We got the point. So remove that. Others, if you are looking at that, they are entering into this market, and you see how much money is coming into this market. And inside that market, for Ripple as a company, to make money, they don't really have to do this. But what they are doing right now is completely based on the utility. The total purchases, you can see how it increased. Now, at the bottom, you come down, you're looking at the global XRP volume. You're looking at the volume first, here in millions, and the total volume in billions. Now, the net sales is a fraction of the actual market volume. So when people actually come out and say, no, they are manipulating the market, they don't understand this. It's nothing compared to the actual volume. Now, they do it in a pattern where it's really not affecting the price too much. But when the actual utility kicks in, that's when you're going to see the prices rising. Now, one of the key aspects there, what I consider is like the market cycle. When the market cycle is bullish and fundamental changes are happening, say if the target or the measured move in your charts suggests you like you are going to go 5x, with the fundamentals, you may go 50x. That's the volume coming in. The new guys getting attracted to an asset which has strong fundamentals, and it's also moving up in price. So this kind of attracts a lot of people, including me. Now, that's one of the reasons we are here. There's XRP USD on a weekly. You are looking at the RSI, which is going to test the resistance and then slowly break higher. After which you have the MACD about to cross higher at a time when the price is breaking through a pattern. Now, that's a bullish break with bullish volume from last 3-4 weeks. Now, we're going to test the 21-day moving average, which is going to be close to 0.5. Now, we've been waiting for this from some time, at least from all the way to May. When we dropped this one, we were like, okay, we are going to get a retest, and we need to see whether we are going to break above this pattern or not. So to get a better clarity, you kind of zoom in. This is a daily chart of XRP USD. And as you zoom in, you can actually see here, you came, tested that, but it got rejected. You came back to the support, you bounced. So you understand that how critical the trend line support is. Now we are going back up. You broke the 21-day moving average. The 21-day moving average on a daily is trending to the upside, which is bullish for me. Now you go up, you break this level. Now what you're looking at right now is there can be a possible retest of this support, that's for sure. And then going to test the first level of measured move, which is going to be the 0.45 level. And once you reach the 0.45 level, now yes, you need to break through that and go higher, which is going to be a little bit of area of resistance for XRP. But when you are looking at XRP to USD and then against BTC, which is an appreciating asset compared to USD, you're like, okay, this is great. What you're observing is the MACD is breaking to the upside on a daily. RSI has broken above its trendline resistance. Now the price is breaking higher from this pattern. So as we do this on a regular basis, if we are going to do this breakout here, continue higher and then break through this particular pattern, I think that's going to be really bullish, because against BTC, you gaining means you are slowly gaining on the market. And if you are looking at the general market, we are at this area where we are slowly breaking to the upside. Now, yes, we have a long way to go. This is just the starting point. So if we zoom out, we've been reiterating that from a long time. You know where we are right now. So what we are looking at is a monster to the upside. Now, even if you are too much conservative, you can say like, okay, we are going to observe 30-40x in the market from the current price range. But from the actual bottom, it's around 70-80x. So if we've been averaging down, now we have a higher chance to obtain that. Now, this is Ether USD on a weekly. Now we are going back up, but with this long wick happening in this particular candle, which will be closing soon, what we are looking at is that, okay, there can be a possible retracement. Chances one, that you come down, retest this range, and then bounce to test 2000 to 2300. Or if you're breaking through this one, fine, you're directly going to retest that. But usually, whenever you get this kind of pattern and that to at a resistance, chances are high that you may get a correction. Now, if you remember, when we were at the bottom, we were calling this one, right? And if you have entered in a lot of trades, now, you would be watching through this. Now, we had these suggestions, right? Where we is suggesting like, okay, this is going to happen. And we saw like exactly, almost it moved as we thought, broke higher, retested, bounced. Now it's close to your target. We're saying take profits. Now, RB and Raven also did almost same break higher retest. Now, these are all happening in the market because you anticipate and take action right before it happens. You have a lot of them going and hitting your targets. And if you remember, we've been talking about this. Price is going to do this, especially when Ether has this much of move to the upside. So right now, if you're going on to Ether BTC on a weekly, now you are asking this question to yourself, okay, am I looking at an altcoin season right now, or are we going to go down? I see a lot of people asking this question, and I'm really happy that all of them are trying to learn from the market. But a little bit of correction here to test the moving average is not bad. Now, on a weekly, we know that we have already done that, so it's not a bad stuff. But on a daily, we are still making a pennant here. We need to break to the upside. If not, we're going to come a little bit lower. That's not bad, because when you're on a weekly, what you're observing here is that the RSI broke higher, which is bullish, because that spans from last year, May, to as of now. So you just broke from a 1.5 year trending correction. And the price is at the resistance. So chances of it breaking higher and continuing higher, I would give more weightage on that, because here the MACD is crossing back to the upside. The volume is in the positive territory. It's all looking good. But issue here is a lot of people tend to move out of the market precisely at the bottom, not close to the top, but precisely at the bottom. This is what hurt most of the traders. And if you are in this market, make sure you do take profits at critical resistance levels. As we speak, the market is moving. Fine. Either it's to the downside or to the upside. We all know that. But what matters is that the trend should be upside. When you look at the downside and state like these coins are going to the downside, I would rather say go to last 7 days and look like how many of them are up 20, 30, 40, 50%. That shows you like the market is starting to trend to the upside. Now, you will observe like one coin pop like 50, 70% this week, and another will pop next week. So if you are in the market and you have 10, 12 assets in your portfolio, you're going to observe each one of them do the same one by one. All the 10 assets, if you have them together, won't move. Most likely 2 or 3 would be moving now. The others would be slow. And when this 3, which is moving right now, will be slowing down, you will observe like the others are moving up. Now that's what we see in the market. You go to equities market, either it's highly correlated assets, which are in same industry, same target, market and all, they move together. But most of the chances are the others won't. So if you are looking at XRP, you'll understand XRP, XLM, these are like highly correlated assets and they usually move together. So if you're entering into trading positions, you need to make sure you're not entering into highly correlated assets, because say that asset is taking another month to break out, or another month to retest and bounce, or another month to reach your target. Now both of your assets is slow. If you enter into 2 different assets which are not that correlated, you kind of get that advantage. Say here ICP, Filecoin, Polkadot, they are slowly trending higher, and a lot of coins are showing you breakouts. They're breaking through them. Now, when you see downside of -2%, you need to look at what's happening in the chart. So, for example, here, if you're, okay, let's go with APE. If you take the chart of APE here, and you're going on to APE to look at like, okay, daily chart, this doesn't have long price history, so you may have to do this. Now, if you take the resistance line and put it here, you will see like, okay, this was a level of resistance before, and right now, if you observe that resistance was broken, you are retesting that, you're staying above that, which is bullish. That's actually fine. Now we're going to a 3-day chart just to understand what the indicators are suggesting you. They are rallying to the upside. You are above the moving average. Now, one of the easy steps to look at here, in my opinion, is look at the moving average. If your moving average is trending to the upside, now that means the common nature of asset class, it's going to play here. Consider like this is what you're observing. This is the trend line. Fine, that's your moving average, which is trending up. Now what happens is that the price move up and down through this. So whenever it's down, if you buy, most likely you're going to get a chance to take your profit somewhere at the top. Now this is what actually happens in the market. Now that's on a daily chart, so it's going to be hard for you to understand that. But if you keep this in mind, that we are at different levels of resistance, and as you break through, you're going to go test the next level of resistance. You can easily make money in the market. But if you're trying to get that single candle which is going to pump 20-30%, that's going to be super hard. Why? You're going to go against a market which is like, a lot of people who kind of retail traders, and on the opposite side you have people who are like experienced institutions with algorithms, bots. You're going to trade against them on a shorter time span. So during this time you're going to most likely lose money. Whereas if you have a little bit more time, what happens is that, say Saturday, Sunday, institutions are not there, you have retail volume, the volume is a little bit down, and you see breaking out coins. And you kind of look at that chart and you say, okay, that's breaking higher, this is the target. You go in just above the target. That's how you're going to make money. So before we wrap this up, you need to understand that the macro is still huge. I was actually looking through a lot of different stuff which is happening right now in the world, and a lot of them are concerning, some of them are interesting. And when you are looking at these, you are like, okay, we do understand manipulations are always there, and manipulators do tend to try keep the price low and kick the retailers outside so that they make a lot of profit. It's not like they want us to make profit. They most likely want you to move out and then they make profit, right? And as we follow these, we kind of see red flags in USDC too. Now, I haven't actually sat there and read through the entire thread, trying to research the backgrounds and all. Now, I'll outside. So I'm looking to see what's happening around the market in general, and that's showing you a lot of stuff. And right now, I retweeted this one, and I'm like, okay, that's really interesting. A lot of them are erased or redacted, and what we are looking at is like, if you are a macro guy, you're understanding there's a lot of chaos around the world, and chaos also tend to be opportunities. So if you've been waiting for opportunity, it's coming, and especially crypto market, I believe, is going to go for the wave too. And if you know where to take profits, and you're taking that profits in next 3 months, 6 months, wherever we reach a bubble territory, now you may not actually get the absolute bottom, but there's going to be a ton of money being made, and even a slight part of this happens to be life-changing for you. Make sure you take a part of it. Don't just sit there without taking any profits, because that's only going to hurt you in long run. And when we are looking at this really makes sense. A lot of people don't understand this unless you're moving out from the stable coin to a fiat, which is different. They are waiting to re-enter the market. It's not like they're moving into fiat. You look at the balance of how much is being stored in the stable coin, how much is being moved out into a bank. That is huge. Now, if you are looking at CZ, he's also highlighting some of the tweets in the recent weeks, and we are getting that idea, okay, this really is happening. We are getting more money, we are getting more people entering the market, and the market is slowly starting to go back up. And if you are in XRP, this one precisely, if you haven't seen this before, is really interesting. Differs from XRP and stablecoin. So this is stablecoin because it can literally do that transaction in 3 to 5 seconds. So the price volatility is so low, like a stablecoin. That's why you can use this asset to trade. Meaning we are using it as a base pair, you make a long. It's just executed like that. If you're using for remittance, if you're using to transfer, that's another choice. This is a huge stuff, right? So fundamental are important. Fundamentals are so important. But if you're in the market, which is trending higher, you have fundamentals, the long-term trend is to the upside. Stay inside that and don't take your profits too early. Now, when I say too early, what I actually mean by that is that if you are in altcoins, which I assume that you are, because most of us are heavy on altcoins, especially XRP, right? Those who have real utility. This is at the bottom. This is bouncing just from the support. That's like you are here. You have the ultimate bull run left, which you don't want to miss. At least half of that, if you manage to get that, it can be life-changing for you. Because if you are looking at the indicators, it is suggesting that this is the trend. You are going to come back, retest that trend line. And usually, historically, what we have observed is that the falling wedges break to the upside. And if you are in the market, have a little bit more patience, and this is going to end well. Now, guys, If you haven't hit that like button and if you're still receiving value, please do hit that like button. Now I want to update, like I'm traveling with my family tomorrow, so I'm not sure whether I can do another video tomorrow. I'm sorry I couldn't do one yesterday. I was traveling from my hometown towards close to the airport. Now, if I'm not able to do, I'll still be posting in the Patreon, the Telegram alerts. I've been constantly looking at while I'm traveling. I'm looking at different stuff like the breakouts. And seriously, we've been going through a lot of breakout calls last week and all. And right now, all of them are closing in on our resistance. All of them are reaching that targets, and we are really happy. So if you're in the market and you want these kind of updates on a regular basis, you can look at the Patreon. The link is given in the description below. So guys, that's it for today. I'll meet you on the next video. Bye-bye.